Good afternoon, everyone, and again a very warm welcome to you all at BISP Solutions. This is Farha Alam, and in our today's session, we are going to take a look on another topic that comes under the Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence Reporting Tool in Oracle Fusion, which is busting concept, and it is one of the important concept in OTBI. So the question comes, what is busting and why and how? So till now what we are doing, we are basically creating the analysis using some particular or specific subject area, and on the basis of those analysis we are creating the reports. Till now we have seen this, but it is but obvious that we are creating the analysis and generating the reports. It is but obvious that the reports which have created or which are prepared by us, we want to send. It might be possible that we want to send that particular report to some specific or particular location. So how do we do that? So in order to send that particular report to some particular location, this busting concept comes into the picture. So what is busting basically? Here is the introduction or overview of busting. So busting is nothing but it's a process of splitting data into a blocks. As I have told you that till now we are creating the analysis and generating our reports. So what we will do in the case of busting, we have a report, right? We have one report, and what we have to do, we have to split that particular report into different blocks. So this is the first and foremost step of busting process. We have to split that particular report into different blocks or group of blocks or pieces of blocks. Then after splitting that particular report into different blocks, we have to generate the document for each block. It means that the data which we have in our report is basically in the form of XML, and it is not the readable one. So what we have to do, we have to convert that particular XML block into some readable format, which can either be PDF or Word or text, whatever format you want to, whatever format in you want to convert your block, you can convert it. After converting that particular block into the readable format, what we have to do, we just have to deliver that particular block to the number of destinations we want to send that block. So this is about the bursting. Next we have, how do we burst a report? So here are the steps which involve in the bursting process. Like firstly, we have to, what we have to do, I have told you, we have to split our report or our complete data into different blocks, right? And next what we have to do, we have to convert that particular block into some readable format. It can be anything like PDF, text, Word, Excel, PPT, whatever format you want to keep for your block, you can keep that one. And after converting that one, we have to deliver that particular block to the desired destination. So what happened, in order to burst a report, basically there are different scenarios in order to burst our report or our file. So whatever file or report we have generated, we have sent that to a particular location, right? And another scenario, there are some different scenarios, like firstly we have to send the generated report as it is, as we have generated in the same fashion. But in some cases, what we have to do, we have to send that report by using different conditions. Like we have generated a report, let's suppose, I'm giving you an example in order to understand this bursting concept well. So we have generated a report for five suppliers, and then we have to split the data based on the different busting conditions. Like I want to burst my report depending on the number of suppliers. Like I have a report and uh, for five suppliers, and each supplier is having five one supplier is having five invoices, another supplier is having three invoices, and next another supplier is having one invoice. So what happened in this bursting, we have to split or burst our complete report based on supplier. So we have to do, we have to split our report on the basis of supplier. Then there comes another scenario in our busting, like if one supplier is having five invoices, so what I want to do, I want to burst my report based on the invoice number. So if one supplier is having five invoices, so five files will going to generate for one supplier, and three invoices will going to generate for another supplier, and one file will going to generate for another supplier. This is basically what happens in the bursting. And next, here are some important consideration into bursting. So firstly, we have a key. So what does this key basically do? So the key is nothing but if we have what we have to do, we, let's suppose we have a report and we want to burst that report according to the, depending on the supplier. So what we have to do, we have to take we have to choose or select the subject area, finance, and under finance we will going to select the payables, invoices, transaction, real time, as we are going to generate the report for the invoice detail, for invoice details and supplier details information. So what happened, we have to select some measures in that report. So what I will do, I have to make a key to any particular measure. So if I am going to burst my report supplier wise, so I have to make the supplier measure as a key, or I have to define the supplier measure as key. Then next, what we have to do, we have to split by, as I have told you that this thing should be very clear in our mind, that on which measure or by using which measure we want to split or burst our report. So in my case, I am going to burst my report using the supplier, so I have to split my report based on supplier. And next, what we have deliver by. So most of the time, or 95% the delivery by is same as the split by. So we have to deliver that particular report in the same fashion as we have splitted in the above steps. So whatever we have splitted by, we have to deliver in the same fashion. Next, we have template. So what we are splitting or delivering, we are splitting a report, right? And report is basically generated using some template. So template is nothing but the layout of that particular report. Next, we have locale. So what is and template, the template is basically contains the XML data generated that is generated under that particular report. So the actual template is the one which is our report, because the whole working or bursting process is basically done on which one, our report. Next we have locale. So locale is nothing but the output of the but the language of the report's output. With whatever report we have generated, and the output of that report comes into the output format. Next we have delivery channel. So it is but obvious that we are sending that particular blocks to some particular location. So it is but obvious that there is definitely some certain channel through which we are going to send our report, which we have bursed in the above steps. So the delivery channel can be anything, like it can be email, it can be fax, it can be printer, it can be FTP server or SFTP, it can be anything. So in order to understand this bursting concept, I have created this flowchart so that this bursting concept will become more clear to you all. So what actually happen in this bursting process? We have data, or more specifically I should say that we have a report which contains some data. So what we have to do, we have to create the analysis and generate our report, and that report will going to contain some data. And after generating the report, what we have to do, we have to split that particular report into different blocks, or into a number of blocks. We can have one block, or we can have n blocks in it. After splitting the data or reports into the blocks, we have to convert each block into the readable format, as these blocks or this report is basically in the form of XML, which is not the readable one. So we have to convert it into some readable format so that it will be understand by the people which we are going to send that one. So we have to convert each block in whatever format we want to convert, like Word, PDF, Excel, whatever format we want, we can convert that block. And after converting the block, we have to send that block to some particular destination, and through which um, we have to send our a particular block is basically a channel, and it can be anything, like it can be email, fax, printer, FTP, SFTP, it can be anything. And next, after selecting the appropriate delivery channel, we have to send that particular block to one destination, or we can send that block to n destination. The destination can be a single destination, or it can be n number of destination. So this is basically about the bursting concept. So here I have drawn one picture so that uh, I will try to make this bursting concept in here I have drawn a picture so that this bursting concept will become more clear to you all. Let's suppose this this is my this is me, and this is my current location where I am standing right now. And what I have to do, this is what I'm going to explain you, the delivery channel, how the delivery channel will going to work in our busting concept. So if what I want to go to my relative's house, so what I have to do, I just uh, take my vehicle and go to my relative's house, right? And if I want to go to some village, so what I have to do, I have to go by car, or I can opt for some public transport. And next, if I want to go to some other city or town. So what I have to do, I have to either go with some public transport, or I will go with by via train. And here again I will opt for train or aeroplane, depending on the circumstances. We will opt our delivery. This is basically what, this is our delivery channel. These are our delivery channels, and these are basically the parameters through which we have to reach to our desired destination or our delivery channel, right? So depending on the delivery channel, our parameters will get changed. If I want to go to my relative's house, what I have to do, I have to opt for the for my vehicle. And if I want to go to some village, then I will opt for some car or bus. If I want to go to some other city or town, then I will go with the via bus or train. And if I want to visit some other country, then I will go via train or aeroplane. So depending on my parameter, depending on my delivery channel where I have to reach out, the parameters will get changed. This is what I am trying to understand you, that the delivery channel in our busting concept, our delivery channel can be anything. It can be email, fax, printer. Depending on your delivery, you have to decide your channel. And if you want to send your report via email, uh, and basically our parameters will get vary from 1 to 10. If we want to send our report via email, so the parameters will going to come into between 1 to 8 parameters will going to come under this email. And if we want to opt for fax delivery channel, then the parameters will going to different, and it will be between 1 to 4 parameters. And if I go with for FTP server, then my parameters again will going to differ, and it will be in the range of 1 to 4 parameters. So this is basically all about the theoretical concept of busting process in the Oracle transactional business intelligence reporting tool in Oracle Fusion. And I hope it is clear to you all. And we'll continue the practical implementation for the same one in our upcoming session. And if you have any question regarding this bursting concept or any of the session, please feel free to ask and reach out to us at www.bisptrainings.com. Till then, take care. Bye bye. We'll continue in our next session. Thank you everyone for your time.